Okay, we just finished up this job here in Woodridge and we're about to do a quality control inspection. What does that mean? We are going to walk around this home with a fine-tooth comb and figure out if it's installed properly, if it was cleaned up properly, and make sure the crew did a stellar job. So let's go ahead and get started. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put up the ladder, take a look at the gutters. The gutters should not be installed yet because what we installed was gutter apron. We want to make sure that when we're replacing gutters, the gutter apron's tucked underneath. If the starter shingle is installed properly, the gutter crew's gonna have an impossible time getting the gutter apron underneath. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go up there and make sure the gutter apron is not nailed through, because my crew is gonna be super disappointed when they have to come back and fix this. And then check the nailing pattern, make sure that the shingles aren't wavy, make sure that the ridge cap is installed correctly, make sure that the caulking is put on all the flashing, all the joints that are exposed. Any nails that are exposed will have caulking. Now, they're all allowed to be nails exposed at the end of the ridge cap, which you'll see shortly. They're also allowed to be around certain flashing. So let's go ahead and take a look. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the gutters over here, make sure that there's no debris afterwards. They're supposed to blow everything out. I can already see that there's helicopters in here, so I hope they got gutter guards. If not, we'll have to talk about that. But it's literally an hour after the crew left. We're gonna look at that. Then the other thing is make sure the gutter apron, like I said earlier, doesn't have any nail holes through it, that it's usually nailed to the fascia underneath, just so it doesn't fall down, so the crew can install the gutter apron. And this is the original crew that did the gutter. So gutters are being installed, I think tomorrow or the day after, so let's take a look. Something I don't understand is every crew on the freaking planet does this one thing. This one thing. Roofers, can you see it? Here, let me zoom in for you. Do you see the problem with this? Technically, it'll pass an inspection and manufacturers won't ding you for it and it won't leak. However, I don't recommend caulking the nail and not having it exposed. You should have it outside of the keyway. This way the water runs around it and you don't have to worry about the caulking eventually dissipating. Is it gonna leak right now? No. Is it gonna probably leak ever? Probably not. But why even bother doing it that way? End of the day, let's just make sure we all follow a strict protocol on, God, I can't even say strict, a strict protocol on how to install it correctly. So that's something that manufacturer rep told me about. That was interesting. And it happens to happen on 99.9% of the jobs I have visited, including mine and others. And no matter how many times we bring this up, it's fine. They put caulking over it, but end of the day, I prefer it's not done this way. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the roof. Now we are just making sure that there's no wavy lines, that's installed evenly. It looks like it was. Another thing that I noticed, most crews won't do, they just tar the entire thing up right here, is the pipe stacks that come out that are PVC, and they're very difficult to get a stack over it. They have these Oatleys, I believe they're called. I'll have to double check the name of it. It's a master flash, and it has these little pins on it that you use pliers and you pin it all together all the way up, and then you put the sealant around it. We go up the top, around the sides, and again, guys, come on. Common yet not exciting thing, but outside of the day, it's still installed correctly. I'm not expecting any leaks. Very proud of the overall install here so far. Let's go ahead and take a look at the vents now. Over here, we have the box vents. This is very common. It's almost on every single one of them. I actually looked around. They don't recommend having the nails at the bottom as well. However, again, it would be ideal here, outside the keyway again. This way no water gets to it. But at the end of the day, it will not leak. And the main reason why I find that everyone does it there is because sometimes they feel like the wind pulls it up a little bit. And that's the primary reason why I always see it on the box vents. Now, the next thing we want to make sure that is done is the drip edge. And the drip edge is, let's see if I get the finger right, a little higher, right there. It's the metal on the eave of the roof, right there. So we want to make sure it's installed at the eaves. And one thing we want to make sure that they do is they put it about 1 inch over the seam. So if you look right there, the seam's right there, it's about 1 inch over, which means it was installed. Oh, right there, properly. Love it. Good job, guys. Now behind me, we installed the roof to wall flashing. It's pretty, but it also covers up all the nails underneath when you nail the shingles down. And really happy to say they did the roof to wall properly as well. Just met Brian, the next door neighbor, and funny story, he just finished telling me the same story I hear all the time. His roof got denied by a big carrier. I won't name the names. If you think you know who it is, put it in the comments. But the carrier said there's no way that there's hail damage or enough hail damage to cover the roof. And yet I'm batting 100% average. This roof, just like I said before, was denied originally and I got it approved. You know somebody, you know somebody. I might be that guy, or give me a call. I could give you a second opinion, even if I'm out of state. You never know. I can always show you all the pretty and the perfect, but I can also tell you what I screwed up here. Does anyone see what the problem is? I'll bet you don't. I'm walking towards it, getting hotter, hotter, too hot. Nice. My crew spray painted this, but this is the problem. You cannot mix box vents or potentially ridge vent or the whirlybirds or anything for that matter, especially with the power attic vent. Do you know why? Because if you put a power attic vent and any other ventilation together, or any ventilation together at all, it's not gonna pull from the bottom of the roof where it's supposed to, and it's supposed to drive that cool air up. I know I talked about it on a previous video, but at the end of the day, this is like 90% of the roofing jobs I see. This is the problem. Unfortunately for my crew, and fortunately for this homeowner, I was out here to quality control the job, and we are going to replace that and put plywood underneath and a new box vent there to make sure we met the net vent free area. And that is pretty much where you have adequate intake and exhaust, allowing the air to escape from the attic space. So crew will be back. Unfortunately for their sake, if you're watching this, come on guys. I said earlier, when you're doing the ridge, you can have nails exposed. This is what I'm talking about. At the very end of the roof, you have the ridge cap that goes across, and then you have the last nails that are here, that are underneath. And to have like a double layer of protection, these are covered by the entire shingle, and then these are nailed through, so you have double layers. And now this nail won't get anything from it. It's got caulking on it too, and these nails are now caulked as well, so it shouldn't ever leak as well. And that is per manufacturer spec. And earlier I told you about the lead stack that was downstairs on the first floor and how it was nailed through, and I'm not a big fan of that. And guess what? This guy did it right. See how it's underneath there? It's out of the keyway. So water is gonna run around down here. Never gonna hit the nail. It's holding down the lead. And then I love the sealant around here. And then we also put a leak barrier underneath all the penetrations to make sure that they don't leak. And every single lead stack is brand new. So for those of you guys that are watching this and saying, I know you missed something, Rob, it's very evident, it's very important. What about the nailing line? Are they nailed correctly? Are they high driven? Are they low nailed? Visually, when you walk around the whole entire roof, you're supposed to look at the shingles and see if there's any nails exposed below the nailing line. And that way you could see when one course is installed and the next course is installed, that course above it is gonna be higher than the nail line, or excuse me, higher than the nail. So that would be a low nailed nail. And in this case, I looked the entire perimeter, entire roof, and there's nothing in the field. And so I'm happy about that. And on top of that, I have pictures to support it. We use a system to monitor the entire install, and there are certain pictures that are required throughout the entire job process that let us know if the job is being done correctly and meeting our guidelines, even if nobody is out here in the field at the time. So luckily for us, we have those pictures to support that the nails are installed correctly. In fact, we install 6 nails per shingle. We do not do 5. And we use specialty nails that once they're driven in, the amount of force to pull them out is next to impossible. It'll just never come out. So we go above and beyond to make sure that once that install is done, it is never coming off. So if it does, you have bigger fish to fry. Let's go ahead and get off this roof safely and talk about it when I get off. All right, we're finishing up with our inspection. Overall, we give it a 4.9. And the main reason it's 4.95 is I'm really upset about that power attic vent. They're gonna have to remove it, detach it, put caps on the wires, then they're required to put electrical around it, and then tie it up to one of the rafters, screw a screw into the rafter so it doesn't fall. And this way, if somebody ever wants to put one back there in the future, they have a place to do it.